Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel, share this video with a couple of family members, friends, and colleagues. I appreciate the support. One battle after another. Let's talk about this film from PTA. Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall, and new up-and-comer Chase Infinity. Quite a name there. So the film runs about 2 hours, 40 minutes, right? Came out on the 26th. And I think for the most part, a lot of people are rating this movie quite highly. Not really how I saw it. It's going to be spoiler-free here. It's going to be a quick one, right? 2 hour and 40-minute long film, but I don't feel like it's too much to discuss because, in my opinion, the story, the character arcs, and the direction of the film is actually pretty weak, to be quite honest. I didn't really feel that any of these characters were anybody that I felt the need to care about for the most part. Like, if anything, you care about Leonardo's daughter more than anybody in this film, to be quite honest. But you have Tiana Taylor's character in there, right? I feel like her arc is pretty short-lived, although you kind of understand where she is within the story. Like, we're getting from spot to spot to spot, and so it makes sense that she is in that part. It's like the first act of the film, right? And then you don't really see her throughout it, but still, I wanted to know more about that character, even after the events that lead you to the conclusion of the film. You have Leonardo DiCaprio's character. He's a main character in there. His arc is pretty much completed. His daughter's arc pretty much completed. Sean Penn's character arc pretty much completed. But there's a lot of supporting characters, Regina Hall being one of them, Benicio del Toro being one of them, to where their arcs are not completed or fleshed out, in my opinion. And they are supporting characters that you want to know a little bit more about. Also, some of the dialogue in this film, pretty cringe, to be honest. Either overdoing it with the dialogue, trying to push a point across, or just dialogue that's just like tasteless at some points in time. But I get it. That's what they're trying to do with these characters. Make them look like bad people, but at certain points in the film, it just wasn't delivering. Two things that I'll praise the film on are the way it's shot. Aesthetically, the film is pleasing to watch, shot very well, so Paul Thomas Anderson did a good job with that. His DP did a great job of capturing the vision that he wanted for the film. I thought that was a standout part of the film, and I thought the score was also a standout part of the film. Those are the two strong points of the film, in my opinion. Sean Penn did a good job as acting. I feel like he was doing the best acting throughout the film. Obviously, with Leonardo DiCaprio, you're going to get what you're going to get with him, which is always going to be a solid effort. Right? Chase Infinity did a good job, very good job. Benicio del Toro did a good job as well, and the support was okay as well. But to me, the two strong points of this film were the way it was shot and the score. One thing that I like about the score in particular is, even though this film is really a drama, I would say the score is almost of a suspense film. Not quite horror, but definitely a suspense thriller, but veiled over this drama film, and I thought that was a very interesting mix of genres there. If anybody was interested in this film, I'd definitely tell them to pay attention to specific characters and the dialogue between those characters, because that is very important. Dialogue-heavy film. I'd also tell them that this film has some funny moments as well. I definitely heard a lot more people laughing throughout the film, more than anything. More laughs than gasps. So definitely some funny parts in the film, parts that I thought were funny as well, and even parts within the dialogue that were funny rather than seeing something on the screen, a character doing something weird or something that conveys a comedic gesture of sorts. And so you're definitely going to have some funny parts in the film there. There's some serious parts as well. I think this film has some decent balance, but like I said, I think the weakest part of this film is the story. The story wasn't that intriguing to me. I feel like you could have made it a little more intense. Towards that third act, there was some scenes of intensity, and I felt they did an okay job of trying to convey that through the score, obviously, the way that scene is shot, and you knowing on screen the conflict between the two different parties, right? And so I thought they did a good job of that, but for the most part, that was the only scene where I had that feeling. Everything else was pretty tame when it comes to the intensity factor. There's definitely a lot to digest, I'd say, but it's not a film that's complex, in my opinion. It's very simple. It's just a lot because the film is 2 hours and 42 minutes in length. You have different characters coming back from the past. Obviously, they have more important roles in the future, but like I said, those arcs aren't fully fleshed out. I didn't like that. You also have a time jump as well, and I was interested in knowing what was going on between that time jump, but they never actually explained that either, so I docked it points for that. Overall, I got to give this film a 6.5 out of 10, to be honest. I don't necessarily recommend this film in theater. I'd say just stream it. If you're a fan of Leonardo DiCaprio, PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson, any work like that, then perhaps you'll like this film. I'm glad I saw the film to be able to see it. I was definitely excited for it, and I don't feel like I had a bad time watching the film, but I also don't feel like the film met my expectations. I was definitely expecting something over a 7 out of 10, but I give this film a 6.5. Like I said, acting was cool. It was decent, good acting. Sean Penn definitely did a great job on his role. Everybody did a decent job with the acting. I have seen better acting in films, but this acting is not bad at all. It's good acting in this movie, right? It's believable, which is what you want in a film like this, especially a film that is 2 hours and 40 minutes in length. So the acting was good. I thought, like I said, the way the film was shot was good, and I thought the music was good for the film, right? The score, well placed, well done, and a well thought out composition that just makes sense in certain points within the film. I never saw a scene in the film where I was like, the music doesn't match. Everything matched the way it needed to, so I thought they did good there. But man, the plot for this movie just wasn't doing it for me. Want to hear some thoughts from some people, have some dialogue down in the comments if you'd like. Please share this video. Still dealing with that copyright strike there, so every time you share, it helps out a lot. I appreciate that support. Like this video, of course, share, comment down below. Ring the bell for notifications if you have subscribed to the channel. And ladies and gents, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do that. I appreciate it. With that being said, that is my review for One Battle After Another. Be safe. It's Neff signing off.